Have you noticed over the last few years, package sizes of food items and other products you buy from your grocery store keep getting smaller and smaller and smaller? Whether you have or whether you have not noticed, it is a real thing, and it is far more widespread than a lot of us probably even realize. It's called shrinkflation, and it's definitely a real thing, which is what I want to share with you here in this video. Let's get into it and talk through the details. First off, will you please make sure to like the video with the big thumbs up button right down below. Also, if you're new here or if you haven't done so yet, first off, thanks so much for watching. Please make sure to subscribe to the channel as well with the big subscribe button down below. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. And let's get into it and talk about shrinkflation and what is it and how is this impacting the packaging sizes of foods and all kinds of other products that we are all buying on a regular basis. This has been happening for years, and there's a lot of up in the air right now. Some people are coming out saying, oh, this is just corporate greed. Meanwhile, other people are saying, this is the only way we can maintain our prices as they are right now, by reducing packaging sizing. So again, take your pick. I don't know. I'm not taking sides here, but I'm simply saying it's an interesting phenomenon, and it is definitely a real thing. Now, a study that was released by LendingTree has found about 1/3 of the products that are out there are experiencing shrinkflation. Let me give you a quick example. Let's just say that you go to your grocery store and you buy a box of cereal, I don't know, 3 years ago. And for example, it's a 20-ounce box of cereal. By the way, I'm just making up numbers here to give you an example, okay? Let's just say 3 years ago, it was a 20-ounce box of cereal and the price was $4.50, okay? Now today, say 3 years later, you go to the grocery store, buy that same box of cereal. Now it's 17.5 ounces and it's still $4.50. That is shrinkflation. In other words, same price, less quantity, less volume in the package, right? That is what this is all about. And this is definitely a thing. In fact, a few months ago, we saw a lot of information coming out about this. And then, of course, we saw all these people coming out, lawmakers and all these other talking heads saying, it's just corporate greed. They're so greedy. And then a lot of pushback came in and said, actually, it's either one of the two. We can push prices higher to account for the extra volume, or we can just cut back the volume or the amount in each package and then basically maintain pricing, right? So they actually ran a study about this, and I find this to be very, very fascinating, but they found that, and again, I actually kind of agree with this, but here's what they found. They found that most people would rather have a little bit less of volume, as in less quantity in the package of whatever it is that they're buying, versus having the same and prices going up. And honestly, I kind of agree with that. A little bit, reason being is, you know, when you think about it, you go to your store shelf and you see the price keep going up and up and up. It's like, man, this is frustrating. This is so annoying. I'm sick of the price going up all the time. I'm just not going to buy that thing anymore. I'm not even going to go to the grocery store anymore, right? But as a result, they found that if they just, rather than doing that, reduce volume size or reduce quantity size by a little bit, but again, it could be, you know, ounces or whatever it happens to be. If they reduce it a little bit and then maintain the price, people aren't as nearly kind of frustrated or irritated by it. And again, I'm just speaking for me personally. I feel like, you know, psychologically, it actually feels a little bit better to feel like, okay, same price, you know, a little less, or maybe we don't even notice. That's another thing as well, is that they noticed is that a lot of people may not even recognize that, hey, the packaging size is smaller. Yeah, I mean, for the most part, we may not notice, but over time, it might kind of catch up and be like, you know, I'm pretty sure these things are smaller than they used to be, right? So anyway, that's kind of the situation that's out there. So yeah, we're definitely seeing this. So not only are we seeing food inflation going through the roof like what we've seen over the last few years here, food prices are up like a ton, depends on what kind of food you're looking at. Across the board, food prices are up a lot. I mean, some food prices, depending on the product that you're looking at, are like 20, 25, 30% more in some items alone. It's nuts to see what's going on with some of these different price increases, right? But again, just across the board, food in general is up significantly, way more than it usually is in any given amount of time. Which, by the way, quick side note, food inflation generally is about 2% a year. That's kind of give or take a little bit. Food inflation right around 2% a year. So anything above that is definitely outside the realm of normal. And yeah, anyway, so I want to share that. Now, in this report here, the article that I was sharing with you right there, you may have noticed, but again, I want to share this with you really fast as well, which is they found the different sectors, as in a few different groups out there that have the highest amount of shrinkflation, okay? Here's what they found. 60% of paper products, like paper towels, toilet paper, things like that, those types of items, 60% experienced shrinkflation. That's nuts, right? So in other words, I'm just going to make up numbers here again for just an example. Let's just say 3 years ago you could buy one roll of paper towels, okay? And again, I'm just making up numbers here. Let's just say a year ago you bought, again, one roll of paper towels for, I don't know, $1.59, and you got, say, 100 sheets on it or something like that. Again, just making up round numbers here. But now today, maybe you go and buy that same one roll of paper towels, and it's still $1.59, same great price, but now you get, 85 sheets or something like that, right? So 15 sheets less. So technically the smaller quantity is what they're coming down to. So that's what they found. 60% of paper products experience shrinkflation. Now, here's what they also found. Second in line there, I bet you know what it is. Yeah, breakfast foods. No shocker there, right? So the good old box of cereal that we're all buying, I mean, this is no surprise whatsoever. I mean, we've noticed this for a long time, right? The big old box, you open it up and you're like, where's the bag? Where's the cereal? Right? And then you always have the classic, oh, it must have settled during shipment. Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah. Yep, it definitely settled during shipment. That's why the box is half full and the bag is still sealed. Yeah, right. Okay. But anyway, you know what I'm talking about here, okay? So cereal, breakfast cereals, they found that 44% of breakfast cereals are experiencing, or what I should say is breakfast foods, not necessarily cereals, but breakfast foods are experiencing shrinkflation, 44%. Next, candy. Yeah, candy's an easy one, right? That's an easy one to shrinkflate a little bit, where they found that 38% of candies out there are also experiencing shrinkflation, okay? And lastly, snacks, 27% of snacks are experiencing shrinkflation. So this is, a lot of products out there. And again, according to this report here, a third, 1 in 3 products, according to this, are experiencing shrinkflation across the board. So again, I'm not sure, that's on 100 products, by the way, that the 1/3. So that means about 33 out of every 100 products that you see, according to this report here, are experiencing shrinkflation. So there you go. Here's what I want to see as well. Are we seeing any products out there that are experiencing inflation? Not inflation in price, but inflation in quantity. I don't know about that, right? Probably not. If you see an increase in quantity and volume in the package, guess what you're also going to see? You're going to see an inflated number on the price tag on the shelf too, right? Yeah, we know how that goes. Inflate both of them. Inflate the volume, inflate the amount of quantity in the package, and you also inflate the price, but rather keep the price the same, throw in some shrinkflation, and boom, you got yourself a smaller package with same great old price, right? Everyday low price. Yeah, exactly. All right, so anyway, I wanted to share this with you. And again, take your pick. What do you think it's from? Is it corporate greed, or is it just corporations saying, hey, prices have gone up on manufacturing, on packaging, on labor, on materials, on raw material, whatever happens to be, whatever they use to make all these different items, all these different paper products, food products, snacks, candies, whatever it happens to be. Maybe just all of the ingredients that they put in have gone up 5%, 10%, 20%, 30%, something like that. And then they need to basically say, well, here, we have to take a pick here. We either need to raise our price and keep the packaging size the same, or the other option would be is we could keep the price the same and then reduce the volume size a little bit to account for that, so that we're basically at the same, we're at parity. That makes sense. Again, just that's what they're saying. So anyway, hope this helps you. But again, I want to keep you posted on what's going on out there, and this is just another one of those phenomenon that's happening right now. The good and the new economy, or the what do they call it now? What do they say now? This new saying that came out a couple years ago. What is it? I'm trying to think of it really quickly here. I don't know. Anyway, sorry about that. I totally drawn a blank here of what I'm trying to think of. But yeah, this is it. So yeah, sorry, I've totally drawn a blank on what I'm trying to. This new saying that came out a couple years ago, and they're like, "This is the new economy, the new world," something like that. Anyway, I know someone will leave it down below in the comment section. Thanks for your help. I'm just totally drawing a blank right now. I apologize. But anyway, this one I will share with you really quickly. I hope this helps you. Thanks again for watching this. Really appreciate it. Again, like the video, thumbs up button down below. Hit the subscribe button down below if you haven't done so yet. Only if you haven't done so. Thank you. Really appreciate that. Otherwise, check out the other 5,000 plus videos here on the channel. The ones I've hand selected for you down below in the description or the top of the comment section. And right now showing up on your screen as well. You'll see some videos there. Thanks again. Take your pick, and I'll see you.